Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me, Matt. You might be noticing something's a little bit different, but I'll get to talking to that here soon. This is Bocce Normandy on the Western Front. A very nice little map here with lots of different terrain, with some forest and farms around, a little church, and a big town here in the center. But you might notice that we have all these weird things on the top here, and a lot of victory points, and as well as the minimap looks different. That's because we're not playing a normal victory point game here, or a normal annihilation. This is something called Conquest, which was made for the Vikinger mod, which I've never actually done a cast for, but if you want to see Vikinger cast, you're free to send them in too, I suppose. And I think we'll see many of those at the moment. But this is a different game mode, where essentially each point is basically a victory point. So the game is gonna really factor in how much people are expanding, spreading out, and securing these points, and how the front moves. So you can get to a standstill where both sides have equal amount of points, or if one side has one more point than the other territory-wise, they will slowly be winning. Anyway, let's go for the players. What's in the allies today? We have Crazy Man NL as the United States Allied Commander. We have Orcon Straight Gambit Airborne Company for the United States. We have Vavrika as Royal Tank Regiment with Hammer Specialization. And right now we have Observator as Ranger Company. Playing as the Germans today. We have Mthis 19 as Panzer Tactics for the Waffen-SS. We have Hazard as Jäger Tactics for the Waffen-SS. We have Mingmaster Fry as Infantry Division for the Wehrmacht. Finally, we have Jamison, also as the Wehrmacht without a command church yet. So you can see people are securing the points quickly. And it's gonna start ticking down from either side now. Slowly and steadily. Let's see how this turns out here, because the next few games I've gotten are all Conquest mode games. We'll see if the Conquest mode is a little bit better on the time than the others. Because it should in theory ensure that games don't last forever, and will ebb and flow with who is really securing more of the points. And I suppose we're pretty fine to that town early, but the pioneers of the Germans have been pushed back quickly here. Section's got some good shots off. So the final pioneer does make it though. Could have been worse for the Germans. So the Waffen-SS now reaching into the town as well. The people need to secure their backlines pretty quickly so they can get those points. The Germans moved up here quick, opening fire on the Americans, forced them off. It's a very interesting game mode. You need to secure their backlines here though. Americans trying to push it down here. Looks like Crazy Man has yet to pick a command right now. Oh, never mind. I think they just picked something. Maybe. No, they have not picked something. Never mind. I just saw something weird happening with the weapon loadouts here. You know, the Panzerjägers doing their best to try and keep them maybe with the normal SS Grenadiers rather than Sturm Grenadiers. So far, it's working out for them. They have to push back still. Pull back still. Well, the Germans get into the center of the town here, using the Infantry to their advantage. The Infantry division gets veteran troops out the gates. This could really turn the tide early on if they're behind cover. They're still taking all our hits though. Lots of bullets being exchanged here. The Germans need to secure the northern flank. It looks like the Allies getting the upper hands and points. But this early on in the game, that's not really going to matter much. And by this side with the more victory points, there will be taking down enemies. Germans haven't even connected the entire base yet. They need to actually get this cutoff point here. They're not getting any resources. They need this point, else they're not going to get anything. Well, that really sucks. So they're going to be quite behind on resources for a long time. That singular point right here is so important. So Jameson has gone for Panzer Division. I can recognize here by the start, the 15th. The British force also around. The Germans remain strong in the center here. Fighting over the church continues. The Americans slowly being pushed back. Yes, that's going to taking advantage of the long range. Also with Jeep around here in the center for the United States. A 30 caliber machine gun Jeep. That's not going to last too long. Yeah, gonna get killed there. British troops getting inside the structure there, but there's only two of them. We need to pull back. The Jeep is still inside, on the line of sight of the Sturm Pioneers. You have to pull back further, and they just did. Very good. The Germans are finally getting resources now, thanks to securing that point back there. Now they can hopefully catch up to the Allied forces. They've been slowed down a lot with their resource acquisition because of it. I got some sparkling water here to keep my my throat ready for action. As I'm going to be speaking a lot today, so I'm going to be recording a fair few of these. I'm going to be quite busy. Considering the American machine guns had this shit, but decides they don't want to be in that one specifically. Probably under too much fire as to get into it. The machine gun has been laid too good to see. Let's bring up a mortar team, a 3-inch.
Gather round.
So the Germans now have secured enough points to be winning, I think. It looks like the Allies losing points now. A little bit swapped up here, as you can see.
Boys, you ready to roll out?
Germans still moving around.
Steady up.
What we do have some Jägers in here. Not Jägers, Fallschirme Pioneers actually. Unique to SS Jäger, a cheaper alternative engineer unit. And equipped with the MG-15 here. A machine gun usually designed for German aircraft, but also used by Luftwaffe personnel on the ground. He got cleared out there. No surprise, that's a lot of rifles pointed at it. There's a sort of a fort headquarters at the edge of the town. Also calling in some assault engineers by the looks of it.
Grenadiers reporting.
The Germans on the northern flank are calling in the Großdeutschland.
We are ready for action.
The Americans are just sticking in the northern flank too. I'm not really sure how to engage at the moment, I think, but the Germans have the upper hand territory-wise. We've got 3 points over the Allies. With the Universal carrier near the front here. The equipped with a flamethrower. We also have the British lieutenant.
We're getting new orders.
Just waiting for the right moment to initialize their assault, I'm assuming.
Back to full strength.
There's a lot of Germans keeping in line the structure. Really opening fire with a lot of machine guns. British mortar getting to work though. Where is it? It's back here in the rib for some reason. Wasp pushing up now. And he's trying to push out here towards the Panzerfaust towards the Wasp. They get pinned down. Artillery lands. Now the German position is in jeopardy. Muscaniers needs to get out of there. And it looks like the Allies will be able to secure this part of the town now. Germans cannot hold it with the Wasp and the artillery going in. Very well done there from the British player. It's going to force the Germans off a little bit. Meanwhile down here though, the SS is holding the grounds pretty well around the church. Americans are unable to really push up that well. Lots of MP-34s being out here to the Grenadiers, which is certainly helping them hold the line. American troops are moving up to secure the territory. But the Germans will still have the upper hand with 2 points at this junction, I think. Schumann goes off there, doesn't kill an American somehow. It's all things in minds here quick. But here comes the Germans, including a lieutenant. Lieutenant into the front line. Very brave of him.
Ambush camouflage now available.
Oh, the mine still is there. Pins down the German infantry, but of course Zeusing inside the structure here. Getting a good overview of the Americans in the center. They're also being hit by the British assault engineers. Lucky the Americans are trying to get around the flank. Being pinned down by the machine gun fire.
I don't want to lose it right off the bat. Where the hell is that bar? Get it up here.
Germans don't want an engagement so close.
F3 half tracks ready to be deployed.
Americans are generally a lot better when you get to close quarters. But those folks in the US do have MP40s. I have to try and get out there, but it's not going to work. We're going to run straight into that machine gun. Oh, that's a dead squad. That's a very bad retreat path. Just got mowed down. Americans do their best to hold the center still. We also have an officer here from the United States Air Force, the Airborne. Well done, hits that structure doesn't do too much. We have an airdrop of supplies coming from the United States Air Forces. In fact, the Airborne themselves dropping in near the front line. Very risky drop so close to the front line, but looks like they managed it. That could have been much, much worse.
Looks like we're going in. Drop complete.
So the US on the southern flank has gone for, I think that's mechanized. It's a tank. It's armor, yeah.
Morning orders, gang.
Now there's Airborne on the field, being equipped with a lot of equipment.
Sappers ready for the op.
Germans remain strong up here in the north. That can still be a shelter approach, I assume.
I smell orders.
Bazookas now available for pickup.
The Germans are setting up their fort headquarters closer to the edge of the town. Also digging in around it just in case they get pushed back.
Structure is
Always good to prepare ahead of time if you can.
Squad, shut it. We are receiving
Some stormtroopers on the move here. Having been equipped with some Sturmgewehrs. Also an airdrop for the British coming in. That might be some fuel because they're a Royal Tank. Yeah, it's because they're a Royal Tank. Quickly setting up their Comedy Command post here.
Sappers ready.
Ooh, looks like the Airborne are trying to flank down here as the Americans are assaulting the church again. Essentially getting onto it. And I think the Germans are losing points now. Only 1 point at a time though, so it's not that much. The Germans have plenty of time to work with, but so does the Americans, to be honest. I feel the Conquest point system might actually work pretty well. Hopefully it shouldn't make the battles last too long. After all.
Our fighting position now has some ordnance behind it.
Got great beam pop there. Force the Americans off. Another mortar here from the Germans. Americans moving up into the town again. The infantry is in positions. Stormtroopers trying to get up behind the Airborne here. Holding up with their Sturmgewehrs up close. They can even target them.
Access to additional battlefield options.
Very aggressive infantry. That's an allied machine gun though. And Stormtroopers have to pull back after encountering that machine gun. That's not really equipped enough for that. Artillery landing into the town here. Pulled in by the US Airborne commander. Just mortar rounds, I think. And just mortars. And also the German plane flew overhead. Dropping in something. Oh, they dropped in a light infantry gun. Okay, that's useful. So the American plane flying overhead here. Looks like it's a recon run. Giving the Allies an idea what's going on. Here, well, the forces of the Panzerdivision is starting to push up here. The Panzergrenadiers and Großdeutschland Panzergrenadiers. They're taking a lot of shots on their approach. So far, looks like the battle is still somewhat even. We do have a sexton arriving here for the British forces, so allowing them some mobile artillery. Artillery landing up here in the northern flank of the German positions. Because that's just mortar barrages though. What already happened and we didn't... Oh, it was a fake barrage, never mind. They're trying to fake out the machine gun to leave, but it didn't. Well, now we have shots from the sexton now firing. Actually able to pin the machine gun inside the building. Allowing the Rangers to get a grenade in. That's going to allow the Allied force to just advance here. But the sexton is still landing too close to the Rangers. That could have been executed better, but it looks like the Allies are securing the point. Also, the British coming in here on the front line here. Flamethrower and Tommy guns. The first assault brigade. Also, a Stuart tank around here for the Rangers. See, double Stuart.
Tank ready and waiting.
Okay, Grouch giving us some trouble here.
Southern flank, the United States are just setting up booby traps. So I'm pretty sure that's the airborne doing that, though.
Assembled and ready.
What are Rangers? I'm not sure who actually gets the booby trap built anymore. Maybe the Panzergrenadiers doing their best to just skirmish a little bit. Using the Sturmgewehr here. Also some more SS Fallschirmjäger Pioneers here. Fallschirm Pioneers to be specific. We have a Panzer IV on the southern flank here. Also have some Jägers from the Wehrmacht coming in. Elite light infantry, very good at fighting in rocket terrain, but I'm not sure a town is considered rocket terrain.
Armor ready.
Also a half-track line here for the United States with some more Rangers.
We're all done. Ready for trouble.
Another recon run coming overhead. Trying to ensure the Allies keep having intel dominance, but it's in flag range. Plane won't last long. It gets shut down. But yeah, Von does get cleared out there by American AT gun.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
Looks like we're going in.
Enemies are swarming one of
Somewhat
our
quieted down. We do have a Sherman command tank around here for the southern flank, with the Major inside. We have supporting a lot of artillery here. Just trying to prod if they can get to the central point, but I don't think that's going to work for them yet. Still a British lieutenant not even aligning from there. Also the American fighting position. The British forces coming into the center now.
Infantry squads are ready to conduct all-out assaults with air support.
That's being exchanged here.
Supply hubcatter is ready for orders.
The north, the Bosnians are getting mowed down here slowly. If it ain't gonna last much longer. We have a Panzer IV here trying to take down the Americans. He clears out the rifleman squads. No grenade being popped there. Panzer IV's trying to get back out of dodge.
Squad! Get ready! Squad, listen up!
Small artillery hits the center here. Looks like it's the Sexton again.
At your service, Alfie.
That's better!
But the artillery is pinning down even the British forces to advance. And artillery and Spearhead is very good at pinning down units from a far distance. Because people get very scared when artillery is landing around and go figure. Artillery landing on the southern flank here. As for doing its best to hold this area down here for the Waffen-SS. Opening fire towards the church, which is down firmly in American hands. They did take out the command Sherman though, I think. We have another command Sherman arriving here. This is just for the captain though.
Armor ready.
H.A. Sherman coming out for the northern flank for the Rangers.
Ready, set.
It's forced into repairs. Its engine is still damaged, so it's not going to move that fast. And another British plane flying overhead, probably just for more fuel back in the base.
An engineer unit is ready for action.
Just airborne has brought in a pack howitzer. Pretty good little weapon here. Can also apply a good amount of pressure. So it's in counter barrage mode to deal with a German mortar. Next shell hit. And almost. Almost. Tank Hunter took out a Panzer IV, must have been a Panzer IV-H. Let's go allow the Sherman here to move unimpeded. It can actually swap to high explosive rounds. Or shells, I don't know. As I don't think the Germans will have anything to actually stop the Sherman at this point. Never mind, you do have another Panzer IV arriving. You have a Panzer Strike on the Großdeutsch stand too. So the airborne are moving up here, stealing the light infantry gun. Don't think the Germans are gonna allow that though.
Fighting position machine gun is in place.
It looks like it has gotten back towards the Allied lines. And good satchel charge there from the airborne. But the Sturmgewehr is still too much. Here comes the British combat engineers forcing the Germans off. Oh god. The airborne actually survived thanks to the combat engineers flanking. Meanwhile, the British combat engineers keep assaulting the position up here too. Lots of mortars being used here though. But the Allies got the upper hand. They even brought this infantry gun back, which they can now use against the Germans. And the Allies also pushing through up here with the Stuarts and the Rangers. Lots of smoke. Stuart got hit there by Panzerfaust, still survives though. As the Rangers now advancing. He needs to take out that machine gun though. The machine gun is ripping him to shreds. Like a tight area with like no cover makes the MG40s just shred units, as you could tell. Also got cleared out by the artillery strike in the end, but the Rangers have already died. And the Allies have secured a lot more territory to work with. So the Germans are going to start losing a lot more points. Man, Sherman pushes forwards. You see it's coming up behind us. Panzer IV has lost its gun and is detract. It's an easy target. Is that a bear on it? Looks like that's a bear on the Panzer IV. Oh, Americans just got mowed down out in the open there. That'll recon run flying overhead, but it's going to get shut down by the flag again. Sherman can probably afford to get a little bit closer. There's not a lot here that can actually threaten it. Just need one more shot that can penetrate, but it looks like the Mthis is trying to get close. Germans have lost a lot of territory though. This is kind of where we see the advantage of playing the Conquest mode, where the Germans are actually going to start losing victory points the more territory they lose, rather than we have to wait out a clock. Same way. I feel like Conquest might be a good way of showing when a side wins or loses. As it still means there's a good chance for a comeback from the Germans if they can just keep pushing. Took out on a command tank there, but they did lose their Panzer IV. My head is so itchy today. Must be because of the humidity. Even when it's so humid here. Artillery from both sides here in the center. There's a Panzer IV-H holding down the main road. Forcing the Allies to make it to get around it if they can. And also the lead infantry from the Wehrmacht's Infanterie Division here. Hauptmann got pinned down by the artillery. Artillery's coming in at his position. Oh, right in his squad. We have a German howitzer also coming up here for the Infantry Division. Try and help. There's a big artillery strike going in for the center here. Not sure we'll call that in from the Allied forces though. Oh, it's a rocket strike. The US Air Force trying to come in for the Panzers, but they failed to hit them. They just remain cool and survive the rocket strike. House is now opening fire. Now the Germans are getting proper panzers out, they can probably start making a pushback. The airborne landing right close to the front line. You don't want to do that. That's a suicide move. All these airborne are dead.
Our soldiers are trained to
You don't want to do drops into a combat like this. Looks like 2 airborne will survive though. Also have a comment here in the center for the British Commonwealth. Their premier medium tank with a unique turret designed to house a 17-pounder gun. Very potent tank and very fast actually, very maneuverable. You also have a Churchill AVIE coming out, that could be interesting. Basically a Churchill with a really big mortar on it. I believe it's called the Petard mortar or something. I might be mistaken.
Good to go.
You also have a Tiger tank arriving now for the Panzer Division.
We have been assigned fresh Panzer
We got the Americans just waiting around the corners here. Oh, Panzer just went out this engagement quickly. Hopefully that Ranger is going to make it. Yeah, he got shut down. There's overhead though, so the Germans know where the Allies are on the front line. Panzer von Panzergrenadiers are slowly advancing. Keep your Panzergrenadiers close to your Panzers, that's the only way they do best. You get a lot of bonuses for being in the vicinity of Panzers. Another airstrike here. Just napalm. Well, not really napalm, but incendiary. I don't think they have napalm yet. They're probably still inventing napalm at this point. Half-track might be in trouble here. Here comes a Sherman Jumbo. Half-track does get destroyed though. This is a Jumbo Sherman though. The most up-armored tank of the Allied forces. Or at least from the Western Allied side, I think. Nah, from the American side to be specific. The Churchill Soviet and the Jumbo. And Jumbo didn't even survive long this time. The Panzer IV won out. That is very rare. Usually the Jumbo can survive a lot of punishment, but not this time evidently. Tigers on the hunt for this Comet. Panzer IV could be in trouble here though. Guessing I might have to tank rifle grenade from the rifleman. That is rare. That Panzer IV was quite damaged, so that's probably why. But the Churchill AVIE is on the field here. Not sure how useful it would be in this kind of environment. Actually, it'd probably be really good in the town, but I'm not sure in the areas against other tanks. I'm gonna sit there by the Panzer IV. Looks like the Allies are still trying to get a position here. They're still winning point-wise. The Germans are still the ones losing points, so they have to keep pushing. More Panzer IVs are arriving. There's some pretty gaudy camo patterns here, because I feel like this one is very gaudy to look at. And this one is a good one. I like that camo pattern. The others just make some very good camo patterns, even today. Apparently the Bundeswehr makes some pretty damn good camo patterns that are very popular for people who play like soft guns and such. I guess the Germans just have a very good taste in camo. Let me just pour some more sparkling water here. There we go, got the water bottle. Let's drink some more water. Coming push up to deal with this Panzer IV. Fails to penetrate, surprisingly, which is very rare for a 17-pounder gun. There we go, that's a shot. British forces suffering heavy losses in the center here. Tiger tank dominates the northern flank. Americans tried to hit with an anti-tank rifle from the rear, didn't do a single thing. Second Tiger tank be prepared here. Looks like that the Germans on the northern flank are just going to rely entirely on heavy panzers at this point. But we blame them. We're assault on the structures there. Doesn't do a lot. It's a very big investment though to invest in heavy panzers like this. Don't always they pay off. There's some kind of artillery landing around this tiger. So we got another rocket strike coming in. Well, that's a recon one first. Is this the rocket strike? This is an airdrop of supplies. Okay. That tiger's basically safe. Oh, we have the Luftwaffe coming in for a strafe. Definitely near the front line. It is like one of the unique abilities of some of the German commanders where they just call in strafing runs across the entire front line, I think. At least when the Allies enter their borders. Speaking of the southern flank with the Panzerjägers though, we have a Jagdtiger. The heaviest vehicle you can field in the entire game, I'm pretty sure. Retard mortar here in the center, picks up the structure. Also useful for taking out the structures the Germans occupy. We also have a British Major on the field. Just checking his revolver now.
An infantry section of Tommies has been trained.
There was a German here that bled out. That's a crawl pretty far.
The capture point is under attack.
Panzer force on the move. Southern flank looks like the Allies trying to get around the flank here. That Panzer's moving forward, lots of stormtroopers to support it though. Oh, third jam there by the AT gun. Honestly, that 57mm should not be underestimated. It's surprisingly decent. Now they'll soon realize there's a Jagdtiger though. This thing will not be so easily taken out. It's loading high explosive around for this little AT gun. Can you even see it? Yeah, it does. And then the stormtroopers get around the corner and just mow down all the Americans hiding. Oh, a mine there stops them from following further. But the rear one still dies. Looks like we have a bit of a combat battle group prepared to move forward here in the center. The AVIE is supported by 2 comets. We also have the New Zealanders calling here battle group available to Royal Tank. Riding by half track this time. New Zealand is a pretty damn good infantry from what I understand. Are these like the Maori infantry, or at least they're using a Maori looking portrait?
Where do you need us?
Very cool to see them though. Being equipped with Piats and carbines, by the looks of it. I believe they have a haka ability where they do like the traditional war cry. Yeah, New Zealand war cry.
Fortunately, we've lost a unit.
Oh, that Panzer IV is doing a lot of work though. There's also the Tiger tank coming down the main road. The New Zealand is not doing too hot. Under a lot of fire here. Achievement gets cleared out. That was a big explosion. Was that from the AVIE? This explosion that big? Jesus. I guess it is 290mm. One has been crippled here in the center, unable to move. There is some engineers nearby. Fighting is still happening over the church down here. More Americans are dying out in the open.
Send your orders.
Americans are bringing in some more armored riflemen now. Well, I would say armored, but the 30th is kind of meant to be like the American equivalent to, say, the Panzer Grenadiers. Able to fight very well alongside tanks. That's why I'm saying armored infantry.
Button her up.
As Germans are arriving though, you also have a long tom set up here by the US Rangers. Ready to rain down some pretty damn big shells.
Launch the mission.
Germans are still on the loose again point-wise, but it is slow. This is kind of the advantage of Conquest mode, I think, because it doesn't really become a stalemate as easily, and even if it's a stalemate, one side will usually get more points over the other, which I quite like. Maybe the AVI is advancing slowly. Now that is big. Got hit though by our observation stock. Lots of planes flying overhead with each other. American planes continuously being shut down though. Gonna try to push forward here, but it's not really working out. Oh, never mind. Oh. Sacrificed himself to get some rockets in the Tiger tank from the Air Force, but it wasn't enough. Tiger tank remains active, but the Counts are moving up. They took out the gun of the Tiger. If they decide to just keep pushing, they could probably take it out. Counts trying to push a bit, but there are Germans on the flank. And they can't really push up any further anymore. Maybe I need some repairs. Also, the New Zealanders ready for combat again. Maybe I pushes up for another shot. That wasn't that effective. I guess it is kind of meant to be like a bunker buster, though. It's not actually meant to be an anti-armor weapon, anti-infantry weapon. It's meant to like destroy buildings and bunkers. It's like the whole purpose of the AVI. It's supposed to approach a fortified position. Oh, not good here for the comment. AVI is getting a little bit too close to that Panzer IV. Another Panzer IV can take advantage. Palmer got a good shot though, taking out the Panzer IV. I think though realistically, how they loaded this thing was they actually had to get out and put another petard mortar round into it too, rather than being able to reload from within. So I guess that's not bottled in, obviously. Fallschirmjägers took out the AVI. Once more till he lands in. Germans are running quite low on points though, compared to the Allies.
Where do you want us?
The Allies keep trying to dig in down here. We have a Pershing tank coming up. Looks like the Jagdtiger has been immobilized. Very easy to do with such a big vehicle. Its transmission is kind of shit. It's so heavy. So a little bit of a rockets with some artillery generally destroys its tracks, leaving it very easily stuck. But there are pioneers that can easily fix it. Like that. Alternate there from the Germans, killing a single American airborne. Sabbath's not really able to do much here. That's with the Fallschirmjägers on the field. They are so accurate with the FT-42s. A very unique gun, only really used by German paratroopers. Very low quantity of them.
Forward elements report an infantry unit lost.
Yeah, because I tried to deal with this Tiger tank, but it's not really working. Never mind. Bazooka hit it once, but the Tiger tank is still just back off. It's being tossed here.
Stand ready,
Yellow's still suffering heavy losses here, but the Germans are still not really turning this battle around. They need to get under points.
Crocodile ready to cause all kinds of havoc.
And that's a Churchill Crocodile. Now this is a much more dangerous Churchill, I'd say. It's a Churchill with basically a flamethrower in the hull. Very dangerous frontally. Can do a lot of damage.
Get ready.
Because of his 242 here. Basically it's stuck, but instead of having a normal gun, it has a howitzer attached instead. I mean, a very good deal with infantry formations and such. Like there. The shockwave just killed all the American infantry. Way up on dropping in, very risky to do like this. But there's a comment nearby. Good shot there, but the airborne is still alive. And still gets cleared out.
Tank support is here.
Another Sherman arriving here for the United States. Lots of Shermans now arriving. But the airborne has suffered heavy losses. Once the British get this Churchill up to the front line, that'll certainly be able to do something, but that'll be a while. The Churchill is not really known for its speed. It's a very slow vehicle. Actually, they're slowly getting closer to the church down here. One is in a position to almost flank it, but there's a stock nearby coming to flank. And a Jagdpanzer behind to intercept. Oh, that comment's overreaching. Good flanking shot, though. I don't think this comment's gonna last much longer. That's almost still holding up somehow. Good attempt on the flank, though. But it was not enough. The mortar going in the southern position here. As the Allies just keep losing unit after unit here. A very big artillery strike. Also, the Germans dodge it all. There's still time to get to the central point here, but they keep being mowed down as they approach it. Now, this one unit won't be. I want to try to stop the Germans from taking the point. They're just moving forward, though. There we go. The Germans are really unable to get to the point that easily. Germans are pushing up here, but the Arctic is still available. Picks up the EC-8 there. Ammo cooked. No big surprise. Persian tank needs some repairs back here. Looks like it's been in the action a little bit, probably against the Arctic. Oh, it looks like a Tiger tank got destroyed up here. You have a Panzer II command tank meanwhile, and a lot of destroyed Shermans. Probably in a little bit of a big tank fight in this road. You completely missed it. I'm sorry about that. We'll be driving around the front line. Not sure what its purpose is.
Looks like we're getting into the excitement.
It's down some more water now for myself.
Captain just took the battlefield.
Where's the Churchill? It's reached the town finally. And it just depends on whether the British want to use it. So far, it's somewhat quieted down a bit. That said, the Germans still need to be the ones to push. They need to get some ground. But this is trying to build up for something here. The Vanguard is also present to try and support.
We lost an infantry unit.
They need to be a little bit cautious here. That's what they slowly pushes up. The white phosphorus hits right there. The Germans as they approach. Oh, that's painful. Jimmy gets cleared out. Here comes the Comets and the Churchill.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Oh, artillery hits straight on the Churchill. The Churchill is very armored. It's not going to be easy for the Germans to destroy it. They need something heavier than the Panzer Force. Or at least they need to get closer. The Churchill is a brittle vehicle. It has been immobilized though. Making an easy target. Once a heavy tank is kind of stuck, it's a very easy target. It's just sitting.
The enemy destroyed a vehicle.
So the Americans are going to try and airdrop in some more airborne. Try and protect the Churchill. They will need their best to try and keep the Germans at bay here, but it's not going to last for long, I think. First, quickly got a truck here to try and fix it. Yep, they fixed the tracks. Visual can move again. We have an airborne Air Force strike coming in. 50 caliber machine guns. I got shot down. It might not have been 50 caliber, that might actually have been autocannon. But the Churchill slowly advances now, and the German infantry really have not a lot that can stop it. Once the thing gets arranged with the flamethrower like this, as you can see, he just burns the entire squad. Also trying to get around the flank though. Not really working out to how they wanted it. So this is Panzer Strike squad nearby. Big name. The hit. It's gonna force the Churchill back. Now all they need is basically just one penetration. Yeah, they got it. Panzer 4 got it. Penetrating straight through the hull. And instantly they all blew up in there. We have the German aircraft doing a bombing run. That's a fragmentation bomb, starting too heavy and it gets shut down in return. That was not that it got shut down. That was an American plane that got shut down, I think. It's still in the center though. Germans are running quite low on points. Germans need to push through somewhere. Down to 475 points. An American airstrike coming in. Also gets shut down. Germans have a lot of anti-air coverage here. All these flak guns are being very efficient. Pershing now holding the center. But I got injured. But I got injured again. Panzer 4 is actually winning out against the Pershing here. Jagdpanzer moving up. Pershing gets back to safety somewhat. Yeah, even the 17-pounder from the combat's gonna have issues dealing with the frontal plate of a Jagdpanzer. This thing is very frontally sloped. The Germans turn this around. So you got some Jaegers out in behind that line. But they didn't take out the Sexton. We also have a glider coming into the field now. Is this the 82nd? Yeah, this is the 82nd All-American that's going to be coming in. Where are they landing though, I wonder? Need to be very careful where they land. Oh, they're landing near the front line of the town. Oh, that's not a good landing. Oh.
One of our fighting positions is sustaining fire.
This is the 82nd All-American. A very unique airborne regiment, I believe, because they recruited from all across the United States. That's at least what I believe, which is kind of what made them stand out. There's usually a lot of regiments like from specific states or regions of the United States, but the All-American were from all across the states. So for now, be an easy approach for them though, but the British still trying to hold the center. Artillery going in on them. That's a German airstrike coming in. That could have been way worse than it was. Not quite I'll be prepared. The Germans are slowly advancing though. They're pushing through the center and now up in the north here. Looks like the Tiger tanks are now moving into action. Or a Tiger tank is moving into action. Lots of movement up here. Just getting onto the central point. Is it enough? I don't know if it is yet, because the Allies are still pushing down here and threatening. They actually took out the Jagdtiger. Another thing I missed. Damn. I'm missing so much of the action because it's a 4v4. Generally 4v4s, there's a lot of action going on. I will miss some of it. Sexton has to pull back for repairs. One fighting here in the center. He'll penetrate the Panzer IV again. But hit by White Phosphorus though, that's going to slow it down for a bit. Meanwhile, the Shermans are slowly pushing through up here. They don't have the best place to maneuver with. The Tiger Tank is just waiting around. And that's it. Oh, the Sherman survived! I don't think he'll survive a second shell though. And the Germans are running out of points. Oh, Panzerfaust takes out this German.
We just lost a medium tank.
In the center, lots of smoke is landing around. British forces are sitting some rifle sections southwards to support the Pershing and the American armored riflemen. This stuck. They do that. Armored riflemen are pretty damn good in long-range combat here. They're using a marksman rifle as well as a bazooka. And that thing just keeps landing around. I don't think the Germans can turn this around quick enough. They are down to 200 points almost. The Allies are slowly just winning this. With some persistence. It is my first Conquest game I'm casting though, so I'm not really used to this game mode. But as it looks now, it doesn't look like the Germans can turn this around. It's a pretty good game though. Lots of action everywhere, lots of wrecks. And the Allies just pushing across. They even brought in the Buffalo soldiers. 92nd, which I believe were African-American troops, mostly delegated to static infantry roles and sometimes under very bad commanders to some pretty bad stuff. But the United States Army was a segregated army back in the day. This is before the Civil Rights Movement, after all. Though they earned a lot of, I would say they were pretty brave soldiers despite everything. Despite basically the racial hierarchy they had to deal with white commanders that didn't really care about them. It's sad to say. A pretty good movie about them though, I think, set in Italy. Miracle at Saint something. Very good movie, highly recommend. Beautiful movie. Germans just slowly being overrun here, they just can't do anything. There's too much pressure coming onto them. They're doing their best to try and hold what ground they can, but they might just have to pull out of this region. It feels like the Allies are just overmanning the southern flank here and just pushing forwards. They've even reached this little stream. Luftwaffe comes in for a strafing run. Almost takes out the Pershing. Nice was run low here by the German.
They have only 75 points remaining.
Oh, it fails to penetrate. But the Grenadiers get up on the flank. Panzerfaust. They should have probably tried to hit the Pershing, but it's not going to matter anymore. Nah, I don't think the Germans can hold anymore. Down to 32 points. High tanks heading southwards still for some final hurrah against the Pershing. Which they do take out very quickly. The Germans have to pull back. They just cannot hold this line anymore. And a general withdrawal is ordered from the Germans, I'm assuming, to preserve what units they have. Good victory here from the Allies that they just pushed through here at the end. Who will enjoy it? I'll see you next one. Bye bye.